Ladies and gentlemen, I wake up this morning to some rather disturbing information, rather disturbing report. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter. I'm like, let me just go and I'm gonna check out On the Liver's video, On the Liver MMA's video on YouTube. You guys make sure to check out On the Liver, give that guy a follow, a subscribe, hit the likes. Trigger warning for this. It's about Alex Pereira and some recent allegations he's facing. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into that. Trigger warning again. Hey, whenever I watch this nigga's videos, his lips be so crusty, it be like making me insecure about my crusty ass lips. I need to go get some chapstick.
He'll proven guilty. That is the way I am going to approach these allegations being thrown at Alex Pereira.
Or drink some water or something, man. Like.
Because this OnlyFans model, Meredith G. Brown, has accused Alex Pereira, the former middleweight champion of the UFC and the current light heavyweight champion of the UFC, of rape. And given the serious nature of this video, just like my Rampage Jackson one, this will not be monetized. However, let's just make it very, very clear that these are just allegations, but you might be wondering, what is the entire thing surrounding these allegations? What is Meredith G. Brown saying? What is her account? Who are her alibis? What is her proof? Well, let's jump into that right now. On August 4th, 2024, Meredith G. Brown posted this video on her TikTok.
Yes, he's a big go.
And from the caption, you can see that she accuses Alex Pereira of rape. And in the description, it reads, took me a while to find the courage to come out and say this, but I've been struggling so much with my mental health and I can barely get out of bed these days. It's eating me alive keeping it inside and not talking about it because I'm scared, but I'm hoping this will help me heal and not feel so alone. I know some people won't believe me and think I'm chasing clout, quote unquote, but I just want to feel normal again. And I'm hoping maybe me finding the courage to tell my story is the first step in that direction. If any other women have experienced this, I'm so sorry. You're not alone, and I hope that this helps you find your voice again too. And right off the bat, this is a very serious allegation, and the only photo of proof that she shows is a photo she took with Alex Pereira when he was in New Jersey watching UFC 302. And for reference, the date at that time was June 2nd, 2024. And of course, when asked to elaborate in the comment sections by some of the viewers, she came out with 3 lengthy videos detailing her experience with Alex Pereira, allegedly. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to play every single one of those videos, put some commentary in between, and just cut it a little bit to save time.
Alex Pereira's assistant, translator, I don't know who he is to him. His name is Mel. My friend followed him on Instagram over 2 months ago. He DMs her after she follows him, asks her questions like how long she had been doing kickboxing for, how she got into it, stuff like that. He asks her if she's going to the fight in New Jersey that we went to. I don't know what number it was.
Now, immediately right off the bat, you're going to notice a lack of warrants in this video, and that is pretty much something that goes on for the entirety of those 3 videos. The only proof that she has throughout this entire thing is not just her word of mouth, but also that one photo that she has with Alex Pereira. But she goes on to detail the fact that she has DMs, she has videos, and she has photos, and yet none of those have been publicly released by her, which is a detail I want to point out.
I'm not into it like that, like she is. This was my first time ever meeting Alex or knowing who he was. I'm not a huge UFC fan. I just got into it because my friend was into it. Alex's assistant, translator, asks my friend if she wants to meet up with him in New Jersey when she goes to the fight. He also says that Alex is wondering if she has a friend for him. I know it sounds stupid and unbelievable because I couldn't believe it myself. Why is this guy asking a 20-year-old girl to put him on with one of her friends when he's a 30-year-old, however, father who should be able to just like talk to a woman his age at the fight? It was planned out on purpose because he does this all the time.
Alright, so this was a part of the story that I thought was a little bit far-fetched and also relatively confusing. So she goes on to comment about Alex Pereira's age. Now, look, Alex Pereira is 37 years of age, and Meredith G. Brown claims that she is 20 years old, which I don't know if that's the exact number, but I feel like she's trying to make the point that the age gap is really creepy, despite the fact that both of them literally met when they were grown adults. It wasn't like Meredith was fresh off of her 18th birthday. She was an established 20-year-old woman with an OnlyFans account. And then there's also another detail that she points out, where she basically says that Alex Pereira plans this all the time, which I don't know where she got that from. I don't know if that's what the translator said. She doesn't make it very clear in this video, but if that wasn't the case, I want to ask, how does she know that information? Where did she get that? Because as far as we know, that's baseless. We can't work off of that. That's just a nothing burger of a statement.
My friend sends Mel, she sends him my Instagram. Mel shows Alex my Instagram. Apparently, the only thing he said was chama. I'll try and find the text proof where my friend was telling me this.
You see, I wish you could have done that before you made this video.
See, no, that's crazy to me. The chama shit, that's crazy. That makes me feel like, I mean, I'm not trying to like say that she's necessarily lying, but the chama, he said chama, my guy. That's wild.
Because I feel like this video, if these allegations are true, are just a very quick emotional response, and that's not good. As soon as you get all the information, you have to make a concise, carefully crafted allegation that isn't just based off of he said, she said.
We go to New Jersey. Mel hits up my friend, invites us both to a private training at a gym called Cruise MMA, where Alex is training. We're the only women in there except for this older woman who's married to one of the people that's also sparring. I'm hoping I can find security footage. My friend spars with him. I videotape the whole time and I'm sitting down watching. I can post the video that I took also where my friend is sparring with him. Him and Mel take me and my friend outside of the gym that we were in after the training session. He comes on to me, goes behind me, looks at my ass, approves to his translator, which is also disgusting now that I know what his intent was, like I was cattle or something. Mind you, this man doesn't speak any English. I don't know what he's saying the entire time. His translator is translating for me everything he's saying and everything I'm saying. He tries to kiss me outside of Cruise MMA gym. I grab his face and I push him away. I will try to find security footage from a building around it if possible. His assistant and translator, Mel, brings us into this fancy hotel. I can find security footage proof of this also. And it's just a bunch of like UFC people sitting in a circle, and Alex looks up at us, looks angry as fuck, and tells his assistant Mel to take us out of the hotel. And everyone is looking at us like, who are these girls? Why are they here? I don't know either. I'm just like there because they asked us to, and like I didn't realize they were bad people.
I feel like this is maybe thinking in retrospect, but at the same time, if this is all true, what didn't give you the impression that hanging around with Alex Pereira wouldn't be safe? If he did make that comment about your ass and did try to kiss you, really? Like, what made you comfortable around this guy if this was the case? And she also mentions trying to find security.
I feel like at that point when she's like, oh, he tried to kiss me and I had to put my hands and push him away, and then you guys continued to hang out. Like, leave. You said this man speaks no English, you can't even talk to him, and he's trying to like kiss you, like randomly, turns and goes behind you, approves of your ass to his friend. Like, why didn't you leave at that point? Why are y'all hanging out? And then, so now we're at the point in the story where she's saying he's kicking them out. So this is an interesting story.
Footage, which I think is a step in the right direction. If she's able to get most of this stuff out into the public and this is true, then this will do her a whole lot of justice. But at the same time, if she can't find anything, then all the public knows is that she tried to find CCTV footage and yet she never found it / never put it out to the public. And with everything else that's provided as proof in this moment, or that could be provided as proof on her end, this whole situation could really just turn into a whole big nothing burger.
He makes us leave the hotel and he brings us to the Courtyard Marriott across the street from it. They have 2 hotel rooms that they have already bought for that night, which is disgusting. It was all planned out. They take us to the Courtyard Marriott across the street from the actual hotel that Alex is staying at. Mel asks us how old we are. I said I'm 21. My friend says that she's 20 years old, not old enough to drink alcohol. So he talks to Alex, tells him how old we say we are, and then they buy us, I think, 2 glasses of wine. So, mind you, they're buying alcohol for a 20-year-old girl that is not old enough to drink alcohol, and this is on security footage. Didn't make me sign an NDA before he did any of this. Like, just did it because he does this all the time, probably. It was so routine and planned out.
Now, the first part details the crime of providing alcohol for somebody under the age, which, if you don't know, the drinking age in America is 21, which is another big allegation, but again, we need that CCTV footage. But then she really goes on this more, I want to say, emotional rant about Alex Pereira probably doing this all the time, which I think what she meant was it was just incredibly methodical in his approach. And I feel like even if these allegations are proven to be true, these kind of emotional statements from Meredith right here are not going to do her any good. Like, for example, if they bring every single allegation Meredith has into court, then that one in particular could really get her into some trouble.
They're giving us drinks. Alex won't get off of me. I'm not into it because
hold on. She did say probably. I don't know if that could hurt her in court, because she did say probably. She said he does this all the time, probably.
Because I don't know this man. I don't like being touched if I am not, like, if I don't know you and I'm not comfortable with you. Even if you're my family member, I just don't like being touched.
I don't like being touched.
I'm starting to get tipsy and I feel sick because I don't do well when I drink. But I'm trying to calm my nerves. He won't get off of me. He keeps asking me to go to the bathroom with him, or he's asking Mel, and Mel is telling me this. So I guess this is how he gets away with it, because he didn't technically, well, no, because he did it. He just technically didn't say any of it to my face. He said it through his translator, and his translator said it to my face. But his translator wasn't the one who assaulted me.
I feel like this is the very first part of the allegations where it starts to get incredibly gross, with Meredith basically saying that Alex Pereira was detailing his intentions to go to the bathroom with her. But what I do find kind of weird is that she just kind of switches up the story between Alex Pereira talking to her directly to Alex Pereira being like, just, you know, going over to his translator to say, hey, ask her if I can take her to the bathroom. And I feel like if Meredith had already previously stated her discomfort, then that's completely disgusting. But for the love of God, we need to see the CCTV footage.
He's telling his translator to ask me to go to the bathroom with him. I'm telling him no, because I don't do that. I get uncomfortable and nervous. And as much as you guys think that I'm this, like, whore, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on TikTok. As much as you guys think these things about me just because of the line of work that I do, I just do what I have to do to make ends meet. That has nothing to do with anything. I don't put out the first time meeting somebody because I have a lot of trauma and I get nervous and scared. I will try to find security footage. Legally, they have to be able to pull this up, right? Like, Alex can't, like, somehow, like, get it erased. That would literally not be fair. I'm gonna try my hardest to find the security footage. If it actually ends up, like, going to court or, like, something happens, I don't know what I was expecting. I just posted it because I just wanted to talk about it. I go to the bathroom with my friend after Alex has been coming on to me the whole night, and I feel sick and uncomfortable and like I'm about to throw up. I tell her in the bathroom, at no point during this whole entire visit with these people are you to leave me, because I'm not comfortable. We agree that we won't leave each other at any point, because Mel, the assistant and the translator, is also hitting on my friend, who's 20 years old. I don't know how old this man was. I'm trying to tell Alex.
I'm just trying to say, like, first off, of course he's hitting on your friend. Like, that was the whole point of them meeting up, and then you came there because he was like, do you have a friend for my guy? Like, I've been in my 20s, I've been younger, 18, and when those situations happen, it's usually not like, oh, I thought you just needed an extra person here to make the numbers even. Like, situations is, you're in situations. Of course he's trying to get at your friend, because that's why you're all there in the first place. And of course Alex is trying to get at the friend who was specifically brought there for him. I think she should have, you know, it's weird. Young girls like this, like when I was a manager at the grocery store and shit like that, young girls be putting them steady in these situations like this, where it's like, how did you think that that guy was like a brother or something to you? And, yeah, so like this honestly is, I've heard this story from like some of my employees like a few times, like a bunch of times. I've heard these like similar stories like this, and I feel bad, you know. It's maybe I don't know how we do a better job to teach our youth to it's harsh to say, but just to not have sympathy for everyone. You gotta be like more choosy. It's crazy, right? You gotta be more choosy, because dudes is fucking weird.
Alex's assistant to tell Alex that I don't put out like that after I meet someone for the very first time, and that I need him to get to know me and to work for it. I, quote, said to his translator, trying not to be a prude and annoying, but I told him, I was like, how do I say you have to work for it?
Maybe I'm just not getting the entire situation, but I don't understand why, if you were uncomfortable in the first place, why are you entertaining a potential sexual relationship in the future with Alex Pereira in this statement? I mean, he's been making you very uncomfortable with these very...
Hold on, sir. Just to interrupt. She said not on the first time. It's not like she said she's just completely unattracted to him. She's not interested. She's like, she doesn't put out on the first date. Tell him to calm down. We got to get to know each other. I'm not like that. That's it. There's no, why are you pursuing it in the future? Because it's the first time she just met the dude. This is the first time she met. She's like, let's hang out, get to know each other, hang out some more in the future, and then see where things goes. Like, she's not saying like, oh, I immediately knew I never wanted anything to do with this guy. I don't think that's what's happening here.
Very forward advancements, allegedly. So, in other words, why would he have to work for it?
His assistant laughs, tells Alex, and Alex tells his assistant to tell us that he really likes us and he's going to take us on a trip to the Dominican Republic to get to know us better, because I guess he's trying to like convince me that he's not, you know, just trying to take advantage of me. So I'm like, okay, like that's great. I don't have a passport. Like, can you like let me know like when this is happening so I can like pack and like get ready for it? Like, I mean, I make my own money and I don't need this man's money. It's not me trying to get his money. I literally could not care less if I don't get anything out of this except for to find my own voice again. I just wanted to talk about my story. I was not expecting his fans to be as bad as he is, but I guess I should have known.
Of course.
And with this point that she brings up at the end of this statement, I'd actually have to kind of agree that the fans are pretty disgusting when approaching the situation, especially considering the fact that we hardly know anything about it.
Exactly.
And they're basically spamming in the comments that she deserves it and supporting Alex Pereira.
I've seen some nasty shit. That one that was up there before was like, oh, you're saying these things. You said the comment that was up there before said, you're making these lies, so I'm gonna do it to you. All right, that's somebody on Twitter threatening to assault this woman. Like, this is crazy.
For doing this, even though they don't know that this even happened in the first place. They're basically just condoning rape. And these comments have thousands of likes. So take it as you will. That in itself, whether this allegation is true or not, really says something
Izzy would never
about a lot of people in this
is not a laughing matter
community, and it's just really disgusting to see.
We have to split up because it's time to go to the UFC fight. His translator and Alex go on their own. Me and my friend take an Uber. It goes terribly. The fight ends. Afterwards, his assistant Mel sends an Uber to our location after the UFC fight and brings us back to the courtyard Marriott where we were gonna go out. We were gonna go there and they were gonna drive us, and they were talking about going to, I don't know, they were talking about going to strip clubs.
And I don't really know how to work off of the strip club thing, as that's just another baseless accusation and really means nothing legally. So we're just going to move on to the second video where she mostly talks about the picture that
he paused to be like, that's just an accusation. That's not an accusation. When I worked at the grocery store, niggas used to go to the fucking strip club like every weekend. That was like for group like work. All the employees with the store directors and all that shit would go to the strip club like every other week.
That was taken between her and Alex Pereira, and claiming that it wasn't her going up to Alex Pereira for the picture, it was Alex Pereira going up to get the picture with her. Let's play the clip real quick.
Just to be clear also, that picture that I posted where everyone is saying that it looks like I'm a fan that asked him to take a picture with me,
Craziness.
I did not ask for that picture. I asked for no pictures. I didn't know who this man was. My friend asked for pictures with him after asking me to record her sparring with him, and then he asked on everyone that I know and love's life, he asked for pictures with me. I did not ask for those pictures. He asked his assistant to ask my friend after he asked to take the pictures. He asked his assistant to ask my friend to have me send the pictures to her, and then she sends it to my assistant because he wanted the pictures, because it was probably a trophy for him.
What? Alright, this doesn't really make any sense, and I really don't know how to comment on this other than this is another baseless accusation. And all I'm gonna say here is this might be very difficult for her to navigate legally, especially considering the mass amount of baseless accusations she's put out there against Alex Pereira. If you're someone who has been sexually assaulted in the past and wants to come out with these specific allegations, please do yourself a favor and don't throw out these weird baseless accusations that really contribute nothing to the overall narrative. Provide evidence, provide warrants. I've already gone on this rant before in this video, but you guys get what I mean. These situations really need to be handled delicately.
I did not ask for those pictures. That's besides the point, but basically his assistant sends us an Uber to where we are after the UFC fight and brings us back to the Courtyard Marriott, where we were supposed to be waiting for Alex to get back from an interview, I think he said, and then we were going to go out. He was talking about going to strip clubs and like having a fun night while we were all in New Jersey, New York for the weekend. We wait for like 2 hours for Alex to come while his friend is on the phone talking about like kids with cancer and big money transfers and things that had to do with Alex. And we were like, hey, it's getting kind of late. Like, is Alex coming? Like, what's the plan? Should we just go back home? Because we're kind of tired. Like, if we're going to have plans, can we, like, get on with it? Because it's already getting very late. At this point, I think it was, like, 2 or 3 in the morning. Eventually, Alex comes to the hotel room after the interview that he was at, and he says that he doesn't want to go out. He wants to enjoy the time that he has with the people he's with. Some bullshit like that. And then he takes off his clothes, gets into bed, orders food, and then is trying to get me to get into bed with him. My friend and me and the translator are all sitting on the couch, and he's just sitting in bed staring at me and telling his translator to tell me things and trying to convince me to get into bed with him. I eventually get into bed with him.
Why?
Because I was naive, I guess. I didn't think that anything was going to happen.
That's another very confusing part of the story because number one, you're a porn star. You know the ins and outs of sexual advances. Number two, why would you just climb onto his bed even though he's already been relatively creepy to you? And
I can't understand that part there. Jesus. I was with her, and then she's like, he's over there asking me to get in the bed, so I just got in the, like, why did you get in the bed with him? This is crazy.
Number three, how are you naive? How can you possibly cite naivety when you're not only an OnlyFans model, but also, if we go back to, I believe, the first video, you detail your past sexual traumas. Now, given she might have meant something else, but I feel like when approaching this situation, she really should have used a better word than naive.
My friend was there with me. I had told her not to leave me at any point. She had told me not to leave her with the assistant at any point. I thought that we were going to be fine. I thought I was going to be able to maybe try and get myself comfortable by getting into bed with him and cuddling with him if there was people in the room. I just have problems of my own. I have trauma. This is not the first time that this has happened to me. I was just naive, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I got into bed with him.
So not only do you get into bed with him, you also start cuddling him, which given, that's still no excuse for rape. But at the same time, everything is slowly starting to fall apart in this story. This guy was being creepy with you. Oh, so I'm just gonna go up and cuddle with him in bed, even though he creepily tried to do these sexual advances onto me. No, that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go up and cuddle with him. Even though, on your account, he was a stranger to you before you guys had met on his trip.
My friend was there, so was the assistant. I thought I was gonna be fine. He starts touching me down there repeatedly. I keep pushing him off. I keep pushing his hand off. I keep bringing his hand back up to like my waist so that we can just like cuddle, because I'm comfortable with cuddling. I'm not comfortable with putting out with somebody that I don't know. I just met literally for the first time. He's huge, scary, doesn't speak any of my language, and I wasn't comfortable putting out with him because that's just not what I do.
Why you getting bed with this huge, scary nigga that don't speak? You don't speak the language. You're saying he's huge, he's scary. He already tried to force a kiss on you. You were saying he's creeping you out, but then you got in bed with him and you're like, I just hope he would just cuddle me and not try to do anything else. This is crazy. This is crazy.
He keeps touching me. I keep pushing him off. Eventually, me and my friend say that we're very tired and we would like to go to sleep. They turn all the lights off. My friend and the assistant get into bed. It's a queen size bed that they get into. I'm in a queen size bed right next to it with Alex. Me and my friend are on the inside of the bed looking at each other under the blankets. He keeps pulling the blanket over me, keeps trying to touch me. I feel suffocated. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. I've pushed him off so many times at this point, and he's not taking the hint, and these men are clearly not caring about my comfortability. Mind you, again, I don't know what I was thinking. I was naive, I guess. I guess you could say I asked for it by getting into bed with him. I didn't know that this was gonna happen. I'm pushing him off of me. He won't get off. He eventually pulls my underwear and my pants down to around like halfway on my thighs, and I push him off again. He gets out of bed. He starts screaming and putting his socks and his clothes on. I'm terrified because I don't know what's happening. My pants are around my legs after I told him no and pushed him off, and he's screaming in another language. Me and my friend are looking at each other, hiding under the blankets, like about to start bawling our eyes out. And he starts telling his translator that he doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him and my friend, and that he wants them to leave. His translator and my friend leave the hotel room.
Why?
His translator and my friend leave the hotel room. He immediately starts trying to take my clothes off. He starts trying to take my socks off. I try to tell him no, because I have blisters on my feet from walking around New York in heels for like 10 hours the night before, and I had band-aids on my blisters, and they were going to get ripped off with my socks. I tried to explain to him, don't take my socks off, please. He didn't understand that. So at that point, I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm in a room with a huge man that doesn't speak English. He's not understanding what I'm saying. He doesn't give a fuck because I've pushed him off so many times, and he doesn't care. And he like got up and screamed and scared me into staying in the room with him and making his assistant and my friend leave the room. At this point, I know what's happening. I've been through this before. I know that it's just easiest if I just shut my mouth, do what I have to, put on whatever performance that I have to make it end. He puts me on top of him so that I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say on TikTok. He puts me on top of him so that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but he puts me on top of him so that we're 69ing. I think that it's just gonna be like normal, like he just pressured me into having sex, and he scared me into having sex with him. It's whatever, like it's nothing that hasn't happened to me before.
Jesus
like I'll
Christ.
just,
My
keep
God.
it inside like I usually do.
My
and just
God,
live with
no,
it. He
no.
starts using multiple of his fingers, forcefully pushing them into my ass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not. Everybody's asking for an explanation, so here it is. This is literally just the truth. It's disgusting and embarrassing, and I've tried to make this video so many times, and I keep trying, and I just feel disgusting and humiliated and violated, and I know people are going to laugh at me, and people are going to say that I deserved it and think that it's funny what I'm about to say. You can laugh. It's whatever. Like,
even with what happened, even with the fucking, why did you get in bed? Like, if you don't want this to happen, it shouldn't have fucking happened, dude. Like,
I just thought that, like, this would help me heal by talking about it. He's basically fisting my ass at this point. It hurts really bad, and I'm blacking out and disassociating and, like, just trying not to be there while it's happening. Before his assistant had left the room, I had told him to please tell Alex that I was very nervous. I don't put out on the first time meeting somebody like that. Please emphasize to Alex that I'm very nervous. I haven't had sex with a lot of people. I have a lot of sexual trauma. I freeze up in the moment, and I am not able to have sex with people like that when I first meet them, and I told his translator to tell him that.
If she was coerced into this situation where she had to have sex with Alex Pereira, it is absolutely 100% rape. But this is only the first part of this alleged incident, and I'm going to play the very last video she put out detailing this incident.
He picks me up from off of on top of him, asks me the only time he spoke English this entire time that I was with him was to ask me to help him put it in. I tried to put it in, but I was nervous, so I couldn't. So he did it, and he put it in my ass, and then he assaulted me. Afterwards, he got up, he took a shower, I laid in bed, just kind of like disassociated, not even really like realizing what had just happened. I'm scared as fuck, and I don't know if I can use the shower, and I'm scared to ask him. So I just go to the bathroom and I sit on the toilet for a few minutes while I literally bleed. I come back to bed after going to the bathroom. He kisses me on the forehead and he spoons me to sleep. His translator and my friend came in the next morning, woke us up. I get dressed, they get us an Uber. We go back to our hotel, pack up our stuff, and that's it. That's what happened. I don't really know what else to say, and I don't really like expect everybody to believe me. I knew that nobody was gonna believe me just based off of that TikTok that I posted. I guess I just wasn't expecting as many threatening comments.
Now, the internet's response to these allegations have been overwhelmingly negative. Given the fact that Meredith has a background in OnlyFans, they were led to the conclusion that this was all a scheme to promote her OnlyFans, because the very first thing you see when you click on, for example, her Twitter page is that to talk with her, you have to join her OnlyFans. But I'm pretty sure that's just been the business model for her, and really doesn't have much to do with this situation, or at least I can only think so. I feel like at this point in time, Alex Pereira does not need to respond given the lack of evidence brought up against him, but Meredith did mention a lot of the time trying to find CCTV footage with her and Alex Pereira in it, and if she really was raped, then I strongly suggests that she gets, a private investigator, for example, collects all the CCTV footage, and then put this all out on the web, or maybe use it in court. I think that's a better option.
Charges.
I feel like a lot of people are willing to write off the seriousness of these allegations because of the background that Meredith has, when in actuality, breaking news, you can be a porn star and still get raped. Like, yes, you don't have the best line of work, but at the same time, you can still be a victim of sexual assault. But there's really two sides to this. Either A, Alex Pereira did not rape her, and she made this elaborate lie to defame Alex's character and maybe get some money out of it. Or B, Meredith G. Brown's allegation against Alex Pereira is proven to be true, and that's that. Either way, as of now, I'm not really picking sides. Given the fact that this is really just an allegation right now, there's nothing to suggest that Alex Pereira is guilty, nor is there anything to suggest that Alex Pereira is not guilty. So I feel like if Alex Pereira responds, it won't be for a whole while because, again, there's no sufficient evidence backing her claims. At the time of making this video, she's only released one photo, and that was the photo with her and Alex Pereira taking a picture. As far as we know, there's nothing to suggest that she was raped by Alex Pereira. But then again, we're yet to hear alibi statements, we're yet to see CCTV footage, we're yet to see a whole lot of other things that would factor into this case. But I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm pretty much done with this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is On the Liver MMA, detailing the allegations brought against Alex Pereira. Signing out.
Very crazy video. I'm not really sure what to think. I'm just hearing this for the first time. I've seen in the comments that people were like, she's lying because Alex doesn't drink. And I was like, I don't remember in that story that she said Alex drank. I remember she said Alex made them drinks, but not that he was drinking. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I want to say hopefully it's not true. I want to say hopefully nobody does that to anyone. But if it is true, hopefully they throw the fucking book at Alex Pereira, because he's a fucking disgusting monster if it is true. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. What do you think about the allegations? Let's try to keep it clean in the comment section. Let's not, you guys are crazy UFC fans. Let's just try to keep it PC in the comments. But let me know what you guys think. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.